Hey y'all. This week, Governor Beshear laid out a plan for reopening Kentucky. Part of that plan was that houses of worship would be allowed to return to some form of in-person worship starting May 20th. Since that announcement, I've received several calls and texts from you wondering what that means for us here at Faith. Therefore, over the next couple of minutes in this video, let me tell you what that could mean for us here at Faith. Let me start by saying we have not picked a date to return yet. Although the governor has suggested that that is a date that you could go back, we have not yet determined that is when we should go back. This week, I will be meeting with the deacons and we will be talking about a timeline for when we should return, but we have not picked that date yet. So don't put anything in your calendar. Don't assume, this Sunday for sure is when we're coming back. We do not know yet. We have not made that decision. In that meeting with the deacons, we will also be talking about what it might look like when we come back. Because when we return, it will not be a return to normal worship like it was in February or early March. We will have to follow certain policies and procedures to make sure that we are safe and secure as we begin to regather in person. Those measures might be things like wearing masks or spreading out in the sanctuary or changing the way we do certain worship elements or even changing the way we enter and leave the worship service. There are a lot of different things we will have to do to make sure that we are safe. Because while we are returning in person, it does not mean the threat of the virus is gone. And one thing we have seen from this virus is that churches have proven to be a particularly dangerous place for spreading COVID. In Kentucky and throughout the world, we have seen church choirs, church revivals, church worship services as a place that several people have come and contracted the disease. And so we do not want to be another part of that problem. We do not want to gather and then have half of our congregation become sick, or gather and then experience an illness that might push back our in-person worship even further. We want to make sure that when we do come back, that we come back in such a way that we are still safe and we are still protecting the vulnerable populations in our church. It's a difficult thing to know exactly when and how. And there might not be one right answer. But we will do our best to figure out what that looks like for Faith. And in the meantime, until we are able to meet again in person, I just wanted to thank you for participating in our virtual worship services. It has truly been a blessing to me to be able to gather on Sunday mornings and see your heart reactions at the end of the service and to see your beautiful comments and your funny lines to each other and everybody saying hello and posting the pictures of you worshiping. It is not the same as getting to see you in person, but it is a blessing to be able to still experience community on Sunday morning with you. And I am so thankful for that. If nothing else, I have been reminded time and time again that although we do not meet in person right now, we are still a family of faith sharing God's love in a spirit of hope. And I am so thankful to be part of this family. Until we are able to see each other again, I wish you blessings. See y'all.